So now that I finally climbed down from the ceiling after watching this trailer last night, this is the trailer obviously for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, now that we finally have a title for it. I thought I'd go through the trailer, try and do a bit of a breakdown, a bit of an analysis, see if we can try and pick anything out after what will be coming in the game, if we can notice anything like specific that they may be trying to show us, or just Nintendo doing their usual thing and being all sneaky about all the stories for these Legend of Zelda games until they finally come out. So I'm going to play the trailer. I'm going to be pausing it obviously to talk about certain sections of it, but like I said, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about the trailer, see if we can figure more stuff out about it. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So my initial thought when I first saw this was, oh my god, that's bloody Kabora Kabora. Obviously it isn't, but that was my initial thought. So here, this obviously looks like moblins and bokoblins surrounded by malice. I'm guessing obviously under the influence of Ganon. But what's very special and significant about this part of the trailer, I thought, was these soldiers here. They don't look like Hylian soldiers from Hyrule Castle, so I am wondering whether they are connected to maybe say a previous army or a previous group of people that we don't really know about. My initial thought was the Zonai, because we don't obviously know much about the Zonai. In Breath of the Wild, they were kind of like a secret group of people that were mentioned, but we never really got much detail about them. So I'm interested to see who these are, and I'm guessing it's going to be explained in the game, because how else are we going to know? But yeah, and they got the horns as well, so it's the new design for the moblins and bokoblins. So here we get a better look at this Kabara, as I thought it was. It looks like I initially thought it was a divine beast until I noticed these hands. So it's obviously somebody in some sort of like royal dress or uniform or something. So it's probably somebody who's going to be very significant to the story. Maybe the person who sealed Ganon away in that hand that we saw in the initial trailer. They are also standing on some sort of plinth as well, so I'm guessing it's going to be involved with these Skylands that we're seeing, which also possibly have connections to Skyloft. I'm guessing these things here are the tiers. Now this is very important, but yeah, I'm guessing those things around it are the tiers that we are supposedly collecting, because remember, I think it was the first trailer, we saw a tier in reverse at the start of well, it was like a raindrop, we assumed, but maybe it's like one of these tiers that we keep hearing about, with obviously with it being called Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just trying to put two and two together here. But this person right here, when I initially saw the trailer, I thought it was Zelda, but now I'm starting to think it's probably Ganondorf, because obviously Ganondorf was laid out with that hand covering him in the initial trailer. So I believe this is possibly Ganondorf, and with the hair being so long as well, and this attire just doesn't give me Zelda vibes anymore. I think it might be Ganondorf, because he's sealed away, isn't he, by this magical hand, whatever it is. Now this is obviously Zelda. So this person right here is definitely Princess Zelda, because it looks more like her dress, and obviously with the ears and the hair, more like Zelda. Holding somebody's hand as well. We don't get to see this person, I don't believe, until the very end of the trailer, but I would like to go into that in a bit. We also see these runes that we keep seeing, this legendary language that is all over the trailer and all over the video game. On the hand that's holding Ganon, you can see it like coming off the hand in the trailer, so maybe we can learn more about the language as well. But no, we don't see who she's holding the hand of. And then we see Link running along with new equipment and armor. This thing here on his hip, this is going to be something new, I imagine. Very excited to see what they're about. Maybe it's some sort of technology that we're going to discover in the game. I like his new look though. And this, I think, if you look back here, let me just try and see if I can capture it. Just there, I would zoom it in, but just there you can see at the tail of something, maybe a sky dragon, like the dragons we have, the three deities or something they were called. They were the protectors of the temples, weren't they? So I'm guessing we're going to get another dragon in this game, which is very exciting. Link free falling there through the skies. And this is obviously going to be a new power-up, because we saw it originally as well in one of the previous videos where he rolled the boulder up to the moblins and the bokoblins. So I'm guessing this is how we get up to the lands of the sky. These ones are covered in storm as well, so I'm guessing these are going to be the new shrines sort of thing. This is very interesting too. It's also bloody beautiful, I gotta say. I love how he's just climbing the branch. So I'm possibly thinking we can't climb certain surfaces in this game. Like we couldn't climb the temple shrines, the temples, the shrines in Breath of the Wild. You couldn't climb the walls of that. So I'm wondering whether this is going to be a similar sort of material. And here, Link landing on this bird here. Wow. Oh, and let me just rewind that a bit. See if we can spot it. On this rock here, that to me looks like the person at the beginning of the trailer, you know, with the headdress on. That said, looks like Kebra. I think that's them, because it looks very similar. You'd have to obviously like rotate the video, but I believe that may be them. So they've obviously got some sort of connection to this green power that is all over Hyrule at the moment, which is very, very intriguing. I wonder if they're going to be like connected to fee or something like that, but I'll get into why I think that in a second. Also, just rewinding it here, all these pieces of land in the sky, very interesting. I do wonder whether they're going to replace the shrines with sky shrines. I don't think they'll be called that. That's a very silly name for them. I just made that up on the top of my head. But I think like the shrines, like the puzzles, the sort of thing will be in the sky in this game, which is very exciting. New ways of doing it, get us off Hyrule as well. I've also just noticed there's more of these green markings on the floor here next to Hyrule Castle, where all the malice is spewing, because Hyrule got lifted, didn't it, in the original trailer, and all the malice started spewing out, but it's also on Death Mountain, so maybe there was just so much malice underneath, or Ganondorf was like, it was being held back. This hand was holding back the malice that he was just emitting. Obviously not all of it, because we had Breath of the Wild, but he was emitting more malice from that. And when the hand obviously separates and goes on to Link, maybe the malice can be free. So obviously that's maybe why Hyrule Castle gets lifted, and it's just spewing out of Death Mountain. So maybe we're going to have like places of like covered in malice now all over the map, just to try and change up the map a little bit, because we don't, well, obviously people aren't going to want the exact same map from Breath of the Wild as we had in this, so that's very interesting. But yeah, so he lands on this bird thing here, which I'm guessing is how we get back down to Hyrule. But yeah, that is very interesting. I do think that is the same person at the beginning of the trailer, but I'll just let it play. And here we get looks like it's the symbol for, you know, Ouroboros, like the snake eating its tail. So they could be potentially signifying the never-ending cycle of malice, and going back to Demise with this battle between so Link and Demise, just constantly happening, because obviously Ganon, with being a reincarnation of Demise, is malice, and there's more of the text there as well, I've just noticed. So this is probably signifying that this battle will keep going on forever and ever. And here we get the title, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Beautiful trailer, absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait for this game. Breath of the Wild is one of my most favourite games of all time. So expectations are high, but I'm sure they can pull it off. Here we got some more of them symbols again, which I think might be the tears. The Master Sword here looking broken, like we saw in the trailer, like it was corrupted. So I am wondering whether or not this is trying to signify that maybe the screen energy is going to maybe heal the Master Sword, or fix it, or protect it. I wonder if we'll see Fi in this game, because obviously her spirit is inside the Master Sword, as far as we're aware. So I'm wondering whether she'll play a part in this, because that's going to be very interesting. But anyway, behind the logo, I'm going to talk about now, is obviously this is the bit where this is Princess Zelda here holding the hand with the person who we didn't see earlier. It's that person in the big headdress. So this person, whoever this is going to be very, very important. I think it may be it could be a previous a previous incarnation of Zelda herself. Because you know how obviously they age and die. So obviously Impa was aged in Breath of the Wild after the 100 Years Sleep with Link. So potentially this could be another Zelda, like passing on the torch to our current Zelda. That's just me just theorizing there. But if you look, it's very similar. The hair and the dresses, they both look very, very similar with all this patterning back here. So if it is a previous Zelda and I've called it, I will be so happy with myself. But yeah, I'm very, very intrigued as to who this is, because this person is obviously going to be very significant and very important to this game. And speaking of the game, Tears of the Kingdom, considering Nintendo said they weren't going to reveal the name of the game because it would spoil potentially stuff about the game, it's very obtuse. It doesn't really give much away, obviously, apart from obviously maybe we've got to collect tears. I'm guessing with those tears being around this person at the beginning of the trailer, we've got to collect them. So that'll be how maybe they're bringing back old temples instead of shrines, and there's only so many of them we have to get, and there's not 120 of them like in the last game, or more if you did the DLC. But yeah, very, 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 very intrigued by this. Very intrigued. As I think that is the end of the trailer. So yeah, that's just me just putting some ideas out there of what I think is going to happen in this game. Very, very excited about it. The release date, I believe, is the 12th of May next year. Is it going to show it? Yes, it's the 12th of May next year. So that's a Friday, I believe. So I'll be booking a week off work to play this. I'm not going to lie. I'm so looking forward to this. I adore Breath of the Wild. It's one of my favourite games of all time, if not my favourite game. I still can't decide between that and another game. It's just perfect for me, Breath of the Wild. It's the game I always go back to. It just makes me happy. It's just incredible. So expectations are high, but I'm sure they can pull it off. This is going to be a fantastic game. But that is, I'm guessing, one of the last trailers we're going to get, because that doesn't give much away, but it gives enough away for us to obviously do analysis like this and go into more detail specifically about what's going to happen in this game. So I'm very, 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 very excited to see where this all goes. But that's going to do it for the analysis on the trailer of what I think is going to happen in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. If you liked this kind of video, do let me know. Drop a like in the comments. Comment if you want me to do more of these kind of things. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all very, very soon for another video. So take care of yourselves. Thank you.